Hello, my name is Juliana Sanchez, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about the terms that I use in my paper that are very relevant to the way Native American culture is misrepresented nowadays. I feel the most important term to talk about is red face. So, red face is a general term used to associate actions taken by non-natives in order to be perceived as Native Americans. So, a good example would be Kesha, the famous pop singer. She is seen wearing feathers, she's seen wearing Native American jewelry and war paint. And this outraged a lot of people because she is not Native American. And in the Native American community, this regalia is seen as something that is earned, that something that, that it takes years and years to acquire. And she's just seen as wearing it, as a music video prop. And that really enraged a lot of Native Americans because not only does she think it's okay to do that, but it gives other people the message that it's also okay to do that and to misappropriate their culture. Another example is Don Farland and his song, which he stole. I wouldn't say he stole, but he used the bass of the song from an actual Native American songwriter, and he changed the lyrics to make it seem like there's an us versus them narrative. He often refers to the Cherokee people as being dead, um, and as being a dead culture, and he romanticizes the idea of, um, I guess, the dead Native American people coming back, and he creates like this idealized sympathy with, I guess, for white people. Um, I guess getting them to feel sorry for these Native Americans whose their culture has supposedly died. Another example, or I guess singing red face causes a lot of cultural confusion, and this is a result of hundreds and hundreds of years of misrepresentation in Native American culture. Um, One of my personal example of playing Indian, which causes cultural confusion, is in first grade. I remember specifically we had a play to that's that was supposed to reenact Christopher Columbus coming back or going to the what was America, and taking over the land. And I remember it was very romanticized. It was very um, playful. You know, it was it was made for first graders, obviously, but a lot of facts were omitted. Um, we had the queens of Spain and the kings of Spain who gave Christopher Columbus the funds to go to what is now the United States and take over America. Um, and I just remember it thinking how cool this must have been, and how I guess not as bloody as it is, like as it was. Like, I don't know, it was definitely in my mind. I thought it was peaceful, you know. Another way of playing Indian is whenever people wear native costumes. This is especially problematic when it comes to Halloween time. Um, People like dressing up as Pocahontas or wearing traditional regalia that they believe is not offensive to wear just because it's their belief, rather than actually taking the time to research and seeing how important their their headdresses, their feathers, the turtle shells, everything that they wear. They don't care to see how important it is and how offensive it is to wear these costumes. It's it's offensive and it's unnecessary. As we see here, we have a lady who is dressed up as maybe Pocahontas or a Native American. She's wearing a headband, which wasn't even traditional Native wear. She's holding a crossbow, these are just examples of perpetuating these stereotypes that the Native American man is a savage. And then in the middle, we have a picture of the cowboy versus Indian. This is kind of a reference to the wild westerns back in the day, where it was always cowboy versus Indian, the savage versus like the civilized man. And of course, here we have the man on the horse, who's supposed to symbolize the white man chasing the Native American, who's also portrayed, in very stereotypical attire. And then on the very far right, we have a picture of a Victoria's Secret angel model walking down the runway wearing a very, very decorated headdress that would probably, in Native American culture, mean something very special. And she's just wearing it as a prop to strut down the runway. And she probably more than likely is not Native American, or else she wouldn't be wearing this with lingerie, considering the importance of the head garment. And then lastly, this clip that I want to show is from Peter Pan. We've talked about it in a lot within this class, and I just like am amazed by how this is still still accepted, and how relevant and obvious this racism was. Let me pull it up.
5. Native American stereotypes. Peter Pan. Intent can be a funny thing, especially when it's perceived much differently years later.
This should be most enlightening.
Disney's Peter Pan is an example of this notion, as evidenced by a shockingly racist musical number with very innocent intentions. The Native American sequence in the film raises flags with the song What Made the Red Man Red, where embarrassing Indian stereotypes are the order of the day. Although the scene is light and bouncy in tone, the effect years later is rather cringeworthy in its execution, a blemish on what's otherwise a classic slice of Disney nostalgia. Number 4.
There we can clearly see those stereotypes that are portrayed in that video. The Native Americans are red. They're not dark skinned, they're red. They're shown with big noses. They are playing their drums with their hands, which, as we all know, Native Americans play with drumsticks. It's just so blatant and obvious how racist it is, but it goes to show what was acceptable back then and what continues to be acceptable now, because this is still considered a Disney classic. So people are still going to be showing this to their kids. They're still going to consider a classic movie. But what I feel is most important is we live in an era where Native American people are taking their culture back. They have the outlets to say what is wrong and what has been appropriated, and display their culture in a way that is correct, in a way that people can understand what is respectful and what isn't. So I really liked the people that were shown in Rebel Music. I feel like they were a great example of this. They all were very proud of their Native American culture. They all display it. They're not ashamed, and not only are they musically involved, they're involved in their community and betterment. They recognize issues within Native American culture, and um, they take steps to help fight these issues that are prevalent. There was Inez, I believe. Yeah, Inez. She sung about how there were so many Native American women going missing, and she was really passionate about it. She encouraged people in her community to take self-defense classes. It's just little things like that that I feel like are very important when it comes to, awareness, and and by using the music that they use and like the influences, they are properly displaying how to use Native American music in the correct way, because they are Native American and they know how to do it in a respectful way. So ultimately, I really learned a lot in this class. I feel like it was really important learning how to properly not only talk about Native American culture, but to experience it. Like, if I've been to a powwow before and I didn't know the etiquette, the powwow etiquette, but I read about it and I learned about it. So I think it's really important to not just engage in Native American culture, but to learn about it and to learn what is right and what is wrong and how to be respectful. And I'm really thankful for that. And I thought it was really interesting learning about, you know, back then I didn't really know much about the different dances and different dresses and all that, but now I know and now I'm more aware and I feel like now I can appreciate the culture more because of it.